Tag TV and Tag Radio. Be seen and heard by both technology users and technology producers throughout the state of Georgia and around the world. Low cost, big benefits, powerhouse online branded video and audio has arrived. Tag TV, Tag Radio, there's a lot more to know. This edition of Tech Talk is brought to you by GlobalSpeak.com, new media consultants, corporate video and audio communications, video and audio production and distribution, live and virtual event production. Tag TV and Tag Radio is a service of GlobalSpeak.com, creatively delivering powerful marketing, video, and audio solutions. Managing significant organizational change in a turbulent market environment demands thought leadership. Thought leadership, a description often overused, but in this case never more precise. He is a thought leader in the information technology arena, specifically in the areas of leadership, governance, IT finance, and strategic planning. A proven senior information technology executive with expertise in revitalizing organizations, building high-performing teams, and enabling business strategies through successful delivery of technology. Greetings, everyone. It's Thursday, September 1st, 2011, and this is a special TAG Premier Member Showcase edition of Tech Talk with Technology Association of Georgia President Tino Mandela. In this presentation, we're going to be discovering what it takes and how to handle the managing of significant organizational change in a turbulent market environment with a man on the front lines, Jay Ferro, currently Vice President and Chief Information Officer for Chartis Aerospace, formerly AIG Aviation, a leading global aerospace insurer. He is responsible for the people, strategy, and operations of Worldwide Information Technology Group. Under his leadership, the IT organization has shown tremendous growth in its ability to successfully deliver revenue-generating and expense-saving initiatives. Over the last 7 years with AIG Chartis Insurance, Jay has implemented numerous improvements that have delivered substantial value to his organization while at the same time managing significant organizational change in a turbulent market environment. In addition to his role as a VP of Information Technology with AIG Personal Lines, Jay was selected as CFO for Operations and Systems in 2006 and led multiple global IT, finance, and governance standards initiatives that resulted in millions and millions of dollars in savings for this organization. He is a frequent guest speaker and a panelist in Metro Atlanta area as well as nationwide, and in recognition for his accomplishments, Jay was selected as a finalist for the Georgia CIO of the Year in 2010 and 2011 and is currently serving as Vice President of Membership for the Georgia CIO Leadership Association. Managing significant organizational change in a turbulent market environment, Tino Tech Talks with Jay Ferro, Vice President and Chief Information Officer for Chartis Aerospace.
Jay, thank you for joining me on Tech Talk today.
Tino, thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, let's jump in by you telling me a little bit about your company, Chartis Aerospace, and its products, and then how it fits into the larger AIG organization.
Yeah, absolutely. Chartis is essentially AIG. In September of 2008, due to the kind of the ongoing issues surrounding the larger AIG organization, the company felt it would be best to rebrand our very strong, very profitable, and very deeply networked global P&C organization. So from day one, Chartis was a market leader, and Chartis Aerospace is the global aerospace arm of Chartis Insurance. We write business in just about every country in the world as an organization. We're headquartered in Atlanta. Naturally, we report up to New York. But we have offices all around the world, and if it can fly or get launched into space, generally we want to take a look at it as an insurable risk. So anything from small planes, airports, runways, jumbo jets, those types of things.
And you've been in this role for a couple of years, and I know when you got in there you had certain challenges. So tell us a little bit about the challenges that you faced when you first got in the job, and that's always a lot of fun, I know. And then after that, what you face today.
Yeah, absolutely. No, absolutely. When I first came in here, it was certainly trial by fire. Historically, Chartis Aerospace, which was AIG Aviation, was a very independent company within the greater AIG organization, and because of that, they were allowed to do things kind of on their own. And there were some great key systems here, and the people were all working very, very hard. But as Chartis began to mature and the brand took over, there was a desire to kind of reintegrate some of what aviation was doing with the greater organization. And unfortunately, the way that the systems were designed and some of the things happened here at Chartis, it didn't lend itself well to that. There was very little governance. There were some, regulatory kind of compliance issues, those types of things. So our early challenges really revolved around demand management, project management, SDLC, standards, security, those types of things. I'm happy to say that we've got all those, in a place where now we're maturing versus just, kind of putting out fires. And our new challenges really are about how do we take that next step? How do we leap past our competition technology-wise?
And that's a good segue because technology is changing so fast. So how do you think it'll change your business over the next several years?
It's amazing how quickly it is changing. Obviously, one of our key drivers is going to be, how do we get faster, more timely information in the hands of our underwriters? How do we take a look at new product development faster? How do we get our products into the hands of the brokers faster? Those types of things. You're not an industry leader for very long if you don't respond well and you're not agile. So for us, it's all about kind of elevating the level of problem or work that our underwriters and underwriting assistants have. Let's take care of the core blocking and tackling, manual entry stuff. Let's start automating as much as we can, and let's give them a better class of problem. And those are really our goals, is how do we get information in their hands quickly? How do we service our customers the best way we can? How do we get them timely information on claims? How do we get our brokers the information they need to close the sale? And, if we can do some of those things, I think we're going to be positioned very, very well.
And one of the components of all that is building your team. And I know that you have a track record of building high-performance teams. So what do you see are some of the key ways that anybody listening in actually, what advice would you have for them of building a high-performance team?
Absolutely. The folks that are listening in now probably will understand what a good leader and a bad leader are. We've all worked for leaders, that are probably less than ideal, and we've all had great mentors. And what I've tried to do throughout my career is cherry pick all the things that I felt really worked. I've had some great mentors, including my father over the years, and I've been blessed and fortunate enough to have a number of great bosses, both direct and indirect, and I've been able to take some of those things and apply them to my own career. But specifically, I think getting out of your people's way. I'm a huge proponent of servant leadership, and what that really means to me is giving your people the tools, the training, the support, the discipline when necessary, the feedback they need to get their job done the best way they know how. Give them the goals, and I've said it a million times, they'll amaze you with how they get there. They think of things, my folks think of things I never would have thought of. I mean, they're way smarter than I am at what they do. And so my job really is to be an enabler and then let them do their thing. That certainly does not, imply hands-off. That doesn't imply being a weak leader. And in fact, if anything, it implies that feedback loop is open constantly and that you're engaged. It's just a different level of engagement versus micromanagement.
Well, that sounds good, and I'm sure you're going to get a lot of calls after this program airs, and you'll be able to field those new people that all want to work for you based on your philosophy.
Well, we do have a lot of fun. Yeah, we do have a lot of fun.
We hear a lot, and I've been at the CIO roundtables with you, and there's lots of discussion around the cloud and social networking and virtualization. Are you guys able to tap into any of that?
You can't, and you know this, Tino, being involved with TAG and in your role, you can't open your email without getting one of those buzzwords crossing your inbox, every hour.
Right.
And, separating the wheat from the chaff and kind of and understanding what they can really do for you is really, really important versus just falling prey to the hype machine. But to answer your question, yeah, we're taking advantage of all of those technologies. Certainly, from a cloud perspective, we're a big customer of Salesforce.com and a couple of other companies, and it's worked out very, very well for us. Our challenge is how do we take that next step? When it comes to cloud, we're a very conservative organization, and for us, security implications are key. Our customer security is paramount, and we want to make sure that when we do take that next step, all of those issues are kind of locked down. Virtualization is something that we've been doing for a while. I think from a security and desktop management perspective, when I'm talking about virtualization, not only server virtualization but desktop virtualization has paid huge dividends for us in terms of desktop support, spinning up new areas of QA, development environments. Those types of things have made life a lot easier for our network and desktop admins. And in social networking, we're just now kind of diving in. We're probably a little bit late to the game, but I anticipate in the not-too-distant future, we're going to be taking, a big leap forward. Some of our Chartis peers have already done that with Twitter and Facebook, and they've engaged their customer base. The aerospace industry is a little bit different, although we're starting now to kind of scratch the surface on how do we get some benefit out of this. We don't want just to create more noise out on the Internet. We want to add value to our brokers and our customers.
Time for one last question. You're a premier member of TAG, one of now 137 companies and growing. And so talk to the folks that maybe aren't premier members yet in terms of what kind of value you plan to get out of it or you're getting out of it.
Absolutely. We're excited about it. And, it's been very, very well received within my organization. TAG, the reputation speaks for itself. But already we've had people take advantage of the training. In fact, one of my direct reports is attending a CIO boot camp.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and she was glowing about it. It's been great for her. Very excited for her, and we have other folks that are actively involved or preparing to be actively involved as well. Beyond that, just the networking. I mean, we have so many great folks that are heads down, and I don't think they realize that TAG and their fellow technicians are out there, and they're sharing some of the same issues and problems. Hopefully not a bad boss, but they are, and they have a chance to expand their career and expand their network. And we're very excited and honored to be a premier member.
Well, Jay, thank you for joining me on Tech Talk, and congratulations on the success you've had with your company, and look forward to working with you in the future.
Tino, thank you. It's been my pleasure.